everyone, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you all are safe. I'm Ishani, design team member at Craftangles, and today I have some fun ways to mass produce crafts for any occasion. I'll be doing more of Diwali crafts, and I'm going to talk about how I use my 12 by 12 sheet and make the most of it. Craftangles have beautiful colors of cardstocks, and usually I make a top folding note card, so I cut two panels for top folding note card from one of the 12 by 12 cardstocks. And the piece which is left, I score it and keep it either for die cutting or for any other craft projects. And today I'll be using these for some more craft. I score the cards and keep them ready before I start making cards in bulk. I've used all the festive colors that we associate Diwali with and made into top folding note cards. The colors that I'm using are canary yellow, wine red, rich red, tangerine orange and lilac. When mass producing, I like to think of a design which is not very complicated. And for today, I am using the stamp set called Ethnic Borders, which is very versatile and can be used for wedding cards or for Eid or any other festivals that you can think of. You can use these stamps in any way. Stamp them vertically or horizontally on the card. Things that I love to do while making cards for festivals is use embossing powders and get that gold and platinum and rich colors on my card. I'll be using the same for these cards today. And before I start stamping, I use an anti-static powder to remove all the static. And here I have one which I've made my own, as it covers most of the places. I stamped my border stamp and used gold embossing powder for this card. And look how beautiful the border looks. I'm going to do the same, and you can keep heat embossing the powder as you stamp or may use the heat tool at the end when all the stamping is done. I'm going to keep all the other cards for heat embossing later. I change my border and then do the same for all my cards. For the rich red cardstock, I am using liquid platinum embossing powder, and we'll use the same for canary yellow card. And then I also take white cardstock because I want to share a tip with you. I'm using magenta embossing powder for stamping this card. And worry not, if you do not have colored embossing powder, you can make them yourself. What you need to do is stamp with a colored dye ink and use clear embossing powder for that image. So for this card, I am using Catherine Pooler party dress and stamp the border and get my clear embossing powder to heat emboss over it. And when I heat emboss both of them, you see they look quite similar. So you don't need to have all the colors of embossing powders, but just have clear embossing powder with you. After I heat emboss my designs on the other cards, now comes the time for sentiments. And Craftangles have great variety of stamps for Diwali with beautiful wishes. This Diwali sentiment is a must-have for all those who love to make Diwali cards. But that's not it. There are very cute illustrations for Diwali stamps too, like this celebrating Diwali stamp, and also sentiments along with them. Then there is this goddess Lakshmi that I have used many times, and I will link to the video that I have made with this stamp here. And here is festive lights, which can be used for any occasion like Diwali or Christmas or even birthdays. And this Diwali greetings stamp has beautiful sentiments and illustrations. So you see there are many stamps that you can choose from. And I'm going to take sentiments from these for stamping on my cards. I'm mixing and matching the sentiments from these various sets and using the same embossing powder that I used for embossing the design. And this way you get beautiful and festive one-layer cards for Diwali that you can make easily with just 3 products: colored cardstocks, Versamark ink or any other sticky ink, and embossing powders. And yes, don't forget the Craftangles stamps. I have made various Diwali cards with Craftangles stamps that I have mentioned in the comments below for you to watch and be inspired to make your Diwali cards. I hope you will give these ideas a try and make this Diwali memorable for your family and friends with your beautiful cards. Do you remember the paper that was left from the cardstock that I made top folding cards with? I've made small note cards with those paper and I'm using small Ganesha stencil for the little note cards. I stencil my Ganesha with black ink to make little note cards, which will be perfect for gifts that we present during Diwali or weddings. Ganesha is the god that we pray to every time we begin anything auspicious. I use a punch on the side and a ribbon to deck my little note card. And here is a simple and quick way to add little personalized note for your gifts and sweets or chocolates that you will be gifting to your friends this Diwali. I hope you will try this idea and make your gifts special for this festive season. I have more ideas to deck up your little presents for birthdays or festivals by making tags. I've used that cardstock we had scored and kept to be used later. I've die cut my tags, but you can simply cut the paper in your desired design and use a punch. I'm going to just make simple tags with festive light stamp set, and I'm using these lights and heat embossing them. I choose just a corner for heat embossing my lights. And because these are very festive, you can also add some color to the lights if you wish and make them look bright and cheerful, especially if it is for a festive occasion or birthdays. I use a gold ribbon to make a tag, and like this you can make tags for adorning your gifts and making them special with your personalized touch. I hope you are inspired to get on with your Diwali crafts for making this Diwali more memorable. If you have any questions, please do ask in the comments below and I would love to clear them for you. Also, we would love to know what is your way of utilizing all your paper. Wishing you all a very happy festive season. To see all the products used, check out the blog post linked in the description box. Thank you very much for your time and your love. Bye bye, take care and happy crafting.